YouTube fam, what's good? It's your boy Vaughn. Welcome back, man. Today we are going over the Warriors' expectations for the 2024-25 season. Like I said, I'm a Warriors fan, and I was going to be doing some coverage over the team this year. So, what better way to kick it off than expectations for the team this year? Last year they finished with 46 wins, 10th seed in the Western Conference. 46 wins is not horrible. You know, that would have got you a pretty decent seed in the Eastern Conference, but the West is so loaded. You know what I'm saying? So many good teams, so much good young talent that landed the Warriors a 10th seed in the playing game, which they obviously lost. No playoff appearance. And that's sort of a disappointment compared to what you've seen over the last couple years for the Warriors. So I'm definitely looking for improvement this year. Um, I see them winning 49 to 55 games this year. I think that would be a good benchmark. I see fifth or sixth seed. That would be a win for the Warriors this year. What do I want them to do? Um, Obviously I would want them to win a championship, but you got to be realistic. So I think a fifth or sixth seed will be a success this year, given the new addition, given the losses, given the structure and the setup of this team. Like I said, 49 to 55 wins, fifth or sixth seed. I feel like that'll be a success. And then as far as playoffs, like I said, a championship would be cool. But you got to be realistic. So I'm thinking second round. Anything after second round would be icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? So second round would be also a success for this team this year. Key losses in the offseason, obviously, you lost Klay Thompson, you lost Chris Paul, and some people, they think those will affect the Warriors negatively, and some I've heard think it will affect them positively. What do I think? I think it was time for Klay to go. Mentally, I feel like he reached a point that he was just over it. Playing in Steph's shadow for so long, coming back from the injuries, and just kind of having, those letdowns, those bad games, and a lot of the stuff that he went through. I feel like his time was over in Golden State. Chris Paul, I never was on board with that. Him and Curry on the same team, let alone in the same backcourt, I never really got that when they played together, or started games, because that's a horrible defensive backcourt. You got two small guards. Chris is limited offensively, definitely limited defensively, and then Curry, you know what I'm saying? He's not really a defender. We all know what Curry do, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a big fan of the Chris Paul thing. And then the key additions, I like what they did this offseason. You picked up DeAnthony Melton, you picked up Buddy Hield, you picked up Kyle Anderson, you picked up Lindy Waters. And you've been seeing how all those guys played in preseason. Lindy Waters shot the ball really well. Buddy Hield has shooting the leather off the ball. DeAnthony Melton was not familiar with his style of play, but I'm impressed from what I see. Like I said, it's only preseason, but DeAnthony Melton played really well to me, and I think he could be a big addition. So I'm interested to see how they insert him into the lineups, who they play him with in the backcourt. Will he be a part of the closing lineup? You know what I'm saying? Because he can shoot the ball really well. Obviously, a lockdown defender, point of attack defender, and then he also can just get downhill, and make good decisions. Preseason, he was getting a lot of lobs to Trace Jackson Davis. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they built some good chemistry. And then Kyle Anderson, obviously he'll be played at the five a lot, because that's how Kerr, like to play with a small center. So just interested to see if his jump shots have gotten better. He talked about his jump shot getting better over the summer, and that he put in the time and broke it down and improved it. So interested to see how that goes. Yeah, but those are their four, major signings over the summer. Buddy Hield, I feel like he'll be definitely a huge addition to the lineup. Like I said, I don't want to see him in the backcourt starting with Curry, because that's a bad defensive lineup. You know what I'm saying? He can come off the bench, and be a fire starter. He's been shooting well in preseason, shooting excellent. So I'm interested and excited to see Buddy Hield join this Warriors team. The projected lineup, I would like to see Steph Curry, um, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond, and Trace. That would be my ideal lineup. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Moody has turned the corner. He just got the bag too. You know what I'm saying? I took my notes before he got paid. He just got paid today. So when you see this, it'll probably be a day before or whatnot. But he just got the bag. So 3-year extension, $39 million. I think Moses Moody is gonna have a great year. He's been shooting really well in preseason. And I feel like he could just be a good a good defender in the backcourt as well. A crazy wingspan. I think his wingspan is over 7 foot. He's physical, strong. Like I said, he's been shooting the ball really well. He can get to the line. So I would like to see Curry and Moody in the backcourt just to start it out. I feel like Moody can be really good if you give him at least half the volume you gave to Clay. You know what I'm saying? Clay had a lot of volume, and if you give any type of shooter or scorer those reps, you will see improvement. So I would really like to see Moody get more reps and just let him get comfortable in that starting lineup. Um, Averages, I think we can get to where we need to be if Curry is averaging 25. I know he can get that for us. Moody is giving us 14 points a game. I think he can get that. Kaminga, I have him at 18 to 20. This is a big year for Kaminga. He's looking for a contract extension. They say the Warriors are not even close in trade talks with Kaminga's camp. He's looking for the Franz Wagner um, type extension, which I think is crazy for even Franz to get that type of money. You know what I'm saying? Trey Murphy just got a nice bit of money, and I think Kaminga lands somewhere in between there, depending on how this year goes. But this is a big year for him. So to say, if he's looking for the bag, I think he's gotten the average. He has to average 18 to 20 for the Warriors to be successful. I got 20 points, 6 boards, and him just being an overall better defender. He's an athletic specimen, and just waiting for the rest of his game to catch up. Just the rest of the skill, playing smarter. The game should be slowing down by now because he's getting more opportunity, more reps in the system. Draymond, I could see him giving you 8 points a game, and then Trace or Looney. I had Looney at 5 to 6, and I had Trace at 8 to 10. And I feel like that from the starters can get you in a good position. And then on the bench, Paz, I had him with 10, Buddy, 11 points per game. Wiggins is the question mark. I forget they even have Wiggins sometimes, but he's dealing with family issues, some illnesses, just some regular nicks and dings. So if we can get a decent Wiggins, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what kind of Wiggins we're gonna get. If we could get 14 to 15 from Wiggins, that's outstanding. I feel like will be a problem, a real problem in the West. Not just somebody that's, getting to the second round and make a little bit of, friction. But I feel like it could be a real problem if you get Wiggins on board. But we gotta see. And then slow mo, GP2, Lindy Waters. We'll see how those guys are all inserted. GP2 is kind of like that Swiss Army knife. I would like to see him take, you know, um, certain assignments in specific games. If you plan a Lillard or you plan a Morant or you plan a Fox, those are the games I would want him to have more time in the game. But if not, what I'm saying, just use him accordingly because he is injury prone. And then the key questions, like I said, which Wiggins will show up this year? Will we get an all-star Wiggins? Will we get the Wiggins where you don't even know he on the team? Which guy will show up? That's very important for Warriors' success this year. Will the youth take the driver's seat? Moses Moody, Pajemski, Kaminga. Is it their time? Or is it just all talk? Is it just all Instagram reels? And I feel like for them to be successful, those guys have to take the leap. I think they're better because I think it takes time. Those guys, they don't get the same reps as these other players drafted with them because they've been in a winning program. They've been in a winning culture. These other players, they go to teams that are horrible and they get all the reps. So they develop better, they develop quicker. And then you say these guys are much better than Kaminga and Moody, which I don't agree at all. I just think they don't have the same amount of reps as these other players got. So that's yet to be seen. But I do think they'll have great years this year. I think the time has finally, met up with the opportunity, and those guys will have great years. And then is there another move to be made? I think you'll see that closer to the end of the year, closer to All-Star break. But if it is another move to be made, what is it? Is it another scorer? Is it a big man? What is it? That's the final question. Is there another move to be made? But those are my expectations for this Warriors this year, man, for the 2024-2025 season. And the season starts in a couple days. I'm excited. And let's get it, man. If you tune into this, thank you for watching. Like, follow, subscribe, share.